Alright, I think I have the right audio set up for what we're doing, but welcome back for some Final Fantasy XIV. It's been a while. I just felt like watching TV on Sunday instead of doing my normal FF thing, so we're at House Forton. And I have decided, because the audio is super weird when it, check out. I can keep this on for now. The audio is super weird when it comes into my headset, and I also don't really like how I look with the headset on, so it's a little bit of vanity. But yeah, so we'll be keeping it kind of how it was set up. It doesn't change, I believe, what y'all hear. And make sure I was changing some sounds in. Shit, was 5 where it was set? Yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll leave it there. Well, speaking to Alphino inside the House Forton, an uncertain future, level 60 story quest. Also, let me get my notepad open. Shit. He said something like, "Fortunate timing as always, Mercy." Can I get out of this? No, I'll skip the entire cutscene. So don't do that. Damn it! I hate when I do that. I keep forgetting sometimes. "If you'd be so kind, then," he turns to Tataru. "Absolutely. You'll be pleased to hear that Riol and his men have been making excellent progress. You remember how Philomene helped me to escape the Crystal Braves in Limsa, only to then disappear? Well, according to Riol, she crept aboard a ship bound for Radz Athan, where she's been hiding ever since. He assures me that it won't be long before we're reunited. As for Ida and Papalimo, the remains of their link pearls have been found, and in Pearl Lane, of all places. Riol thinks they must have disposed of them after escaping from the Royal Promenade." Yes, that would make sense. They could not risk being eavesdropped upon by our betrayers. But we're all but certain they fled the city shortly after, though we still don't have a clue where they went. I see, and what of Thancred and Minfilia? I'm afraid I have nothing new to share about those two, but it's not all doom and gloom. The good news, we've enlisted the services of a Charlian scholar, one of the students of Baldessian, to aid in the search, who should be arriving any day now. One of the students, you say? I should very much like to meet this scholar, if time permits. But first we must attend to a more pressing matter. Sir Emmerich has summoned the two of us for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he wished to discuss, only that it was urgent. Assuming you have no objections, Mercy, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. And mayhap we can meet with the scholar afterwards. Agreed? In that case, I think I'll return to the Forgotten Knight for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm gone for too long, you know? An uncertain future. Uncertain future. Okay. So, to Forgotten Knight we go. Which means we do the 800 shard on the Forgotten Knight. And then talk to the Temple Night Guard in here. So far away from me. Oh, cutscene.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
Honestly, this doesn't sound a whole lot better than it did before. That it did in the headset.
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities.
Here's the deal, though. This is plugged into my speakers. There's like an optional plug-in on my speaker volume control that has, you know, this. And since this doesn't have a mouthpiece, a microphone, but my headset does. I already have this Yeti microphone. Gosh, it just doesn't sound good.
I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new archbishop. But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence?
Okay, no, that sounds horrible. Hold on. I don't know if this is going to be any better. If this sucks, then...
After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order, but such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what particularly would you have us do?
Okay, I gotta try another thing, because I don't want there to be any, like, weird feedback, because if it's coming out my speakers, it'll be picked up by the Yeti, and I don't want that shit, so... change that to that. Change... to headset mic and audio headset. Shit, you're not picking it up, are you? Shit, it's probably not. Oh, I had it muted like an idiot. Okay. We wish to retreat with the dragons of Onyx Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction. Let's see if it picks up now. It is.
Onyx Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us. Do us this favor.
Sorry, he must said, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor? I'm trying to mess with levels because it kept going into the red. A lot of nodding has happened. No other voices. Dang it, I was trying to test.
Thank you, my friends.
There we go. It's still loud. Of course. according to the levels on my recording device, recording program.
Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
I don't like shots or half shots or any kind of shots. I don't know why I take them. I literally, they taste horrible every time. I don't know why I do them. Stupid habit.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow?
One of the sons.
A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens.
Witnessed,
Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph.
I thought we killed Nidhogg. Like, killed.
As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
I thought we took, like, the only guy he had made. Took it back from Vidofnir, one of the other dragons. I thought. Wrong, apparently. Wrong. Oh, it sounds so much better than I remember it sounding. That's still not great, but... Lucia says, I know little of the lands that these dragons call home, this onyx shrine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem a far more daunting prospect. I confess, I myself once shuddered at the thought of it, yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? Ah, but ere we set forth, Mercy and I must needs inform our comrade of our plans. Very well, I shall see to my preparations. Let us go and bid farewell to Tataru, Mercy. I do have to, like, the only annoying thing is I have to do head, like, one ear off so I can hear my own self doing my horrible impersonations and, accents. Tis what it is. It's not super uncomfortable. So, what was your secret meeting all about? I'm all ears. A diplomatic mission to Onyx Shrine, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should your meeting with Vidofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Y'shtola in Idleshire. She'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just happens to be... Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Y'shtola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, Mercy. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough. Junie Kinta is performing the Manderville dance for me. So I will grant her my laughter. It's all I have to give. And then back to Sir Emmerich's kind of abode here, or headquarters, where Lucia is. Lucia. You're ready then? Good, so am I. An uncertain future bequeaths me the choice of a piety food spell speed and vitality food, or tenacity food. And I always choose tenacity because I need the most help as a tank. I like to be the best tank I can be. Alphino here has breaking the cycle, which we will do. Breaking the cycle. Level 60 story quest as well. The path is long but known to us. From Falcon's Nest, we shall cross the western highlands and make for Tailfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. Generals gathered in their stables, just like witches at black stables. Just like the witches read black fables. No, it's not great. Yeah. I think I want to go... Why is it not like showing up? Oh my god. Let's just freaking teleport there, dude, if I don't have to actually go to the stables. It just says go to Tailfeather, so yeah, let's just, whatever. Cheese it, 3 and 4 gil, whatever. I spent a lot of gil, actually, buying armor and other items for pretty much all my jobs. As long as I couldn't... I had like 2,000 saved up to spend as far as stuff you can buy via points that you get from dungeons, like the high level dungeons or like story mode dungeons kind of thing, but you build that over time, so by the time you reach the end of whatever story they think is the end of this story, you can... I know it sounded stupid, I didn't say that the right way, but you can buy gear just like you could like level 50-ish, you know. Anyway, I always imagined that the first time I set foot upon Dravanian soil would be at the head of an army, and here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past, though it was I who first proposed recruiting Isael to our cause. I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands, men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Ishgard. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side, she fought in service to that greater good, even unto her dying breath, and while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alphino, yet who can say what might come to pass should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must press on to Onyx Trine if you will follow me. If you will follow me, I will follow you. I'm just gonna teleport there, dudes. Already got it. 100 gil. Let's do it. Anything else special? I think I've already done all the other special quests as far as getting etheric currents. And I am inside. Do I need to go outside? I think I need to go up. But let me make sure. Yeah, I gotta go up. Okay. So go to the back of the base level. I'm gonna take a left and go up stairs. It's kind of that large circular kind of room that has multiple levels up. An Aethernet shard in the middle of it, but curved stairs kind of like at the outside, but still inside the keep itself. Vidofnir is a white dragon. Not as big as some of the ones we've treated with, but he's kind of got ram's horns. He or she. Cutscene. Please tell me it's voice acted. Nope. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Isael. But this one I do not know. Alphino walks up, as does Lucia. Pray forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. She gives a not very deep vow, but it could just be the way that this game's set up with character movement. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I am come as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed our kin to be the architects of this war. Your kin to be the architects of this war. But now we know the truth, that King Thordan and his knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatoskr, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was at last laid bare by the warrior of light, the Azure Dragoon, and his sail. Alas, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Isael once did, and we must make that dream a reality, as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, knight. However, I cannot give you mine answer. May I ask why? This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Ha! Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again. Alphino nods, and the two of them walk away. Sorry. Texting a girl, you know how it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, here's Alphino. Same chamber. Cutscene. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I am surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. Ah, but you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our service, we shall continue on to Sharlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no graver matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word. She walks off. Breaking the cycle is complete. And let's just say this video is complete just for brevity of video's sake. And I will see you guys on the flip side. I'm probably going to make another one. We'll see. It's 7:45 and we'll see.